First things first this week, May Madness. So there are tons of storylines flying around with the NBA regular season coming to a close. The Knicks, yes, the Knicks just clinched their first playoff berth since 2013. No one knows where the Lakers are going to end up, if they're going to be going to the play-in tournament or not. But I think someone who's feeling himself the most is Mr. James Harden, because he made his return to the Nets and it was great.
Are you surprised at how quickly it kind of came back to you and you were back in the flow of things?
Not really, not to like brag or anything, but I'm really good at this game.
Okay, James Harden. Mackenzie, the Nets are not playing around, and Harden is back from injury, and I think they're finally at a point where the whole rotation is healthy enough to head into playoffs with confidence. But Mackenzie, can we actually just take a quick moment and talk about playoffs, because I'm still trying to fully understand how the play-in tournament will work.
Honestly, it's got some March Madness vibes next week, with the tournament taking place Tuesday through Friday. So let's break this down a little bit. The 7th and 8th seeds in each conference will play a win and in game for the 7th seed. You win, you're in, moving on to the real playoffs. Simple enough.
I understand that part. And as for the 9 versus 10 seed games, these are going to be incredibly intense, because that's a win or go home situation. Kind of like an NFL playoff game or an MLB wildcard game. And those ones will take place on the 18th and the 19th, right?
Yes, and the loser of that 7 versus 8 seed game will play the winner of the 9 versus 10 seed game for that 8th seed. So those games will take place on the 21st. Essentially, the 9 or 10 seed has to win 2 games. The 7th and 8th seed just have to win 1 game to get into the real dance. Get it?
Got it. And I honestly think this will dominate all the NBA headlines next week, and it's going to be a huge success for the league and for basketball as a whole.
Let's move on to our thing number 2, tip-off and triumph. After playing last season in the Wubble, the WNBA is set to kick off its 25th season. The offseason was full of player movement. One in particular that I think is so cool is Candace Parker is headed back to her hometown of Chicago. But Analis, is there anyone you specifically have your eye out on?
Yes, Mackenzie. Well, there's honestly so much to be excited for the season. There are new broadcast partners, including Amazon, who will be streaming all the regular season games, and the inaugural Commissioner's Cup. Huge companies like Google are putting their money where their mouth is and really investing in the league this season. So there are so many storylines, so much momentum coming off of last season in the Wubble, as you mentioned. But someone who I've had my eye on during preseason that I cannot wait to see in action is Kaiser Gondrezick. She went from not really even being in first round conversation to becoming a lottery pick for the Indiana Fever, which is huge. Let's take a look at what she had to say.
It was an experience. I had a feeling though that I was going to go at least first round, just from all the, the interactions and meetings that I had with the coaches themselves. Surprised to say the least, but confident in a way that I was going to be given the opportunity.
Oh, Mackenzie, I love her. I love how confident she is. And she is positioned to be the face of Adidas moving forward with the deal, the multi-year deal she just signed with them.
I think this is just a testament to how much it is growing. The game is growing. I love to see it. Shoe brands, social media, athletes, we love it. Finally, our third thing this week, mark your calendars. The NFL schedule release is here, and there are a ton of hopefully blockbuster matchups. My top games I'm looking forward to is Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick, which is going to be happening week 4. Tom Brady summed it up best with his tweet when he said, "It's like when your high school friends meet your college friends."
I love that. Mackenzie, you already know that I'm excited for the Chiefs schedule.
I already know.
Aaron Rodgers and Mahomes will finally play each other in week 9. Very much to be determined on that one. But Mackenzie, what really got me excited for the season was how every team chose to release their schedules on social media.
They were great. Let's look at some of the top ones. So, the Giants, they did a Fortnite-themed release, catering to the Gen Z fans. The Jags did this whole Florida Man thing. Very on-brand and funny, I will say. Jerry Jones and Post Malone did a music video. Wow. And the Texans made an Excel spreadsheet with the smallest possible font.
An Excel spreadsheet, Mackenzie.
Excel spreadsheet.
Kidding. We're kidding. They actually had a really cool video that involved like some slow motion rice art. Very cool Texans, but of course we had to poke a little fun at you because an Excel spreadsheet with a little font, very on brand for what's going to happen this season.
Yeah, we had to. Hey sports fans, if you want to watch more sports seriously, be sure to check out these clips right here. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see all the great content from us here at USA Today Sports.